Welcome to Medulla's 5th grade Internet Safety Lesson. I'm Mr. Knobloch and I'm going to be telling you about how to be safe when you're online. First thing we're going to learn is about your digital footprint and why it matters, and we have a video for that. Here we go.
Take it from me. No one has a bigger footprint than I do. But when it comes to my digital footprint, I have to be very careful, and so do you. So here's a story my mom used to read to me about how to stay safe online.
Bigfoot's Guide to Your Digital Footprint. A digital footprint is the trail left behind when you do lots of things here online. Just like an animal, you leave a track. So once it's out there, you can't take it back. When it comes to personal info, you're in control. So keeping it private is your ultimate goal. The internet is forever, so don't be a fool. When you're online, follow one golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated, 'cause after you post it, it can't be deleted. Here's another thing which you need to beware. Never ever put personal information on there. Your name, age, phone number, address, and school should never be posted. You know it's not cool. Giving that info to a virtual stranger makes you a target and puts you in danger. Every picture you post tells the world about you, so be careful of giving others a negative view. When you are older, what's posted could cost you a job, and that might just cause you to break down and sob. Nasty comments aren't nice and they'll leave a scar. You wouldn't want them to keep you from going real far. If you stay logged into accounts, that's also real bad. Others could use your info and make you real sad. Make sure you always log off from each place. Protecting yourself will put a smile on your face. Your password will help to protect you online. If you change it often, you will be just fine. Treat your password like a toothbrush, don't share it at all. Giving it to others could cause your ultimate fall. This last piece of advice is what I hope will stick. To protect yourself, always think before you click.
What a great story. But the motto of this story is think before you click. I'm Bigfoot reporting for TSC News.
Now it's time for questions and answers. Question: what do you do about personal information online? Answer: keep things private. Don't share your personal information. According to the video, what is the one golden rule? Answer: treat others the way you want to be treated. What pieces of personal information must be kept private? Answer: things like your phone number, your age, the school you go to, your name, and your address. How can you protect your private information when you're online? And we have a video. Keep it private. This video gave you some great tips for protecting your personal information and therefore your online identity. It is important not to share personal information while you are online. Personal information is details about you that can identify you. It can make it easy for a stranger to learn where you are, who you are, and how to find you. Sharing personal information online can also allow strangers to steal your identity, which means they pretend to be you online, which can damage your reputation. It is not safe to share private information online because the internet is a public, permanent place, which means the things you do there can be seen by a lot of people and stay around forever. Here's an example of how things that you post online can stay there for a very long time. Let's say you post a silly picture of yourself and you send it to your best friend, or you put it on Facebook. Now your best friend sees it. Your best friend thinks it's funny, so she sends it to her best friend. So now you've got 3 copies of that silly picture of you hanging around the internet. You can press delete on your computer and it can go away. But it's still on the other 2 computers, your best friend and her best friend. Here's another example. You post a silly picture of yourself online, and before you know it, it's popping up all over the world on everyone's computer. Before you know it, you are all across the world. Your silly picture is being seen by everybody. That might be embarrassing. So why is it a good idea to protect your private information? Because strangers can use your personal information to find you in the real world or steal your online identity and pretend to be you. Say this is you. This is somebody else that's online. Well, if they have your private information, they can easily pretend to be you. How do you know if something is safe to share online? Ask yourself if the information can be used to identify or locate you, or be used by someone to access more of your personal information. If the answer is no, the information might be safe to share, but always ask an adult if you are unsure. Why is it a good idea to have a complex password and change it often? Your password is the key to your personal information. A complex password is more difficult to guess than a simple one. Usernames and passwords. It is important not to reveal personal, identifiable information online, so that when you make your name, birthday, or address part of your username, you are exposing that information to others. Passwords should always be complex, which means they include both numbers, letters, and symbols, and are difficult for someone else to guess. In case anyone does find your password, you should not include personal, identifiable information in them either. Jordan Marcus is a 5th grade girl who's trying to come up with a great username. She has a few ideas but needs some help. Drag the blocks into place to find a great username and not so great username for Jordan. So, not so great is her actual name. A better username would be her nickname, in this case, Sunshine. And then we're going to add a second part, 87. Who knows what 87 comes from? That would be a number that's hard to guess out of all the other numbers. Not so great second part would be her last name. So a bad username would be Jordan Marcus, her actual name. And a great username would be Sunshine87. No one could guess who that is. It reveals no personal information. Matthew Tucker is a 5th grade student who loves Batman. He has to come up with a good username, but needs some help. 860143 is his lunch ID at school, and he never forgets it. Help Matthew come up with a great username. Well, not so great would be to use his nickname, Matty T. A great first part of a username would be @Batman. No one would know who that is. Another second part of a great username would be some number that he can remember, but it's not his address or something that anybody else could guess. Unlike his lunch ID, if he used his lunch ID, somebody might see that and be able to figure out what his username is. Numbers, symbols, and this does not reveal personal information. It's great. Luke is 11 years old and his favorite food is pizza. He needs to come up with a password but is struggling with ideas. He figures it will be easy to remember the numbers in his address. He lives at 7874 Jameson Road. Help Luke out. Well, not so great would be 7874, his address number. A better first part of his password would be 47 pound sign, because no one knows what that means. Not so great. Second part of his password would be pizza, because maybe everyone knows he loves pizza. A better one would be Luke Duke. Who knows who would ever guess that Luke Duke is actually Luke? Now we have a video on cyberbullying.
When we're mean, we might say or do things that hurt others. We might be feeling angry, upset, or jealous. It could happen once, or maybe even twice. Being mean is not okay, but bullying is much worse. Bullying is when someone uses their power repeatedly to hurt or upset someone. It could be hurting them physically or calling them names and saying hurtful things. So then, what's cyberbullying? Cyberbullying's like bullying, but it happens on the internet or on a device like your phone, which can make it kind of different. With cyberbullying, it can feel harder to escape because it can happen anywhere, anytime. Also, it's easier for cyberbullies to hide who they are. Plus, other people online could see what's happening and even gang up on someone. If you see someone being bullied, in person or online, what can you do? Give them support. It helps to show that you care. Be an upstander. Stand up for others and say something to the bully. Report what you see and tell a trusted adult. So, what will you do if you see cyberbullying?
What should be your first response to cyberbullying? Answer: tell a trusted adult. How should you respond to a cyberbully? Keep calm. Don't respond to the cyberbully. Tell an adult instead. Why is it important to save the evidence of cyberbullying? Saving photos and screenshots can help when you tell an adult. Having evidence can help the bullying stop. Crossing the line. Sometimes it can be difficult to tell what words can be hurtful when talking to someone online. We will work through an activity, and you shall shout out which statement is the best solution. Number 1, or number 2, or number 3. Here we go. Christy starts getting texts from an unknown phone number. The mystery texter says they go to her school and starts calling Christy ugly and stupid. What should Christy do? Number 1, Christy should stop texting the stranger. Tell an adult and make sure to take pictures of the evidence. Number 2, Christy should keep texting and ask the mysterious person to reveal him or herself. Or number 3, Christy shouldn't tell anyone because it's so embarrassing. So shout out, which is the right way to handle this? Is it 1, is it 2, or 3? Shout it out now. If you said 1, congratulations, you got it right. Martin's class uses a collaborative online space where they need to post comments and questions. He goes online at home and notices a lot of anonymous mean posts about his friend Joel. What should he do? 1, Martin should just mind his own business. The posts are anonymous, so there's nothing he can do about it. 2, Martin should tell his teacher right away and take a screenshot of the online space for evidence. 3, Martin should post back, calling the name callers stupid and mean. They deserve it. Which of these is the best way to handle it? Shout out 1, 2, or 3. Go. If you said 2, congratulations. You're right. This is the best option, and it can help the teacher stop the bullying. Kara takes a picture of Lily sleeping in class. She adds words to the picture and makes it a meme. Then she sends it to other students who add their own words. It started out funny, but now some kids are taking it too far and really making fun of Lily in the meme. What should Kara do? 1, Kara should apologize to Lily and delete the original picture. 2, Kara should tell an adult what she did, delete the original picture, and then ask the adult to call the other kid's parents so all the images can be deleted. 3, Kara's not to blame. She cannot control what other people do with pictures. Shout out the best way to handle this. Is it 1, 2, or 3? Go. If you said 2, you're right. She should delete the original picture, ask the adult to call the other kid's parents so that all the images can be deleted. The internet is forever, so Kara might not be able to get rid of all the pictures, but telling an adult is an important step, and getting other kids' parents involved might help with the situation. Now we're going to learn about copyright. How can I show respect for the work of others? And the answer is by giving the people who did the work, wrote the story, or drew the picture the credit that they deserve. We will be learning about plagiarism next. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is copying and pasting text, images, videos, or anything that someone else created without giving them credit. How is plagiarism like cheating? Plagiarism is copying and pasting. Plagiarism is cheating and has consequences in school. When you are older, you can be expelled from college for plagiarism. How would you feel if someone cheated you off of How would you feel if someone cheated off of you and got the credit? You could feel angry, sad, upset, frustrated, hurt, embarrassed, aggravated, and more. And we've got a video on copyright and creativity.
Today, it's easier than ever to explore media. Movies, songs, books, games, and pictures are available at a click. Sometimes we pay for them. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes there's a paid version and a free version. When we find media online for free, there are 3 reasons why that would happen. First, the artist chose to make it available for free. Sometimes when this happens, the artist is still getting paid through advertising that plays with their work. Or, artists might choose to share their work for free to build recognition for their name, or simply for the sake of sharing their work with others. That is every artist's choice. A second reason you might find media online for free is the work is in the public domain. This means the work is not subject to copyright protection. For example, maybe the work is so old that the copyright has expired. A final reason you might find media online for free is the work is being distributed illegally. What I mean is, someone has unlawfully posted the work without the creator or artist's permission. This is called copyright infringement.
But why should I care about copyright infringement?
Well, the purpose of copyright is to motivate artists and creators, including you and me, to devote time and resources to making new creative work. We care about protecting these rights because we want artists and creators to keep making new stuff. Plus, it's just fair. We don't want people taking our photos or videos without our permission and sharing them, so why would we do that to them? Part of being a responsible digital citizen is steering clear of copyright infringement. To do that, we need to understand what it is.
Show me what you mean.
Sure, I'll give you some examples. Passing around or sharing copyrighted media on peer-to-peer or torrent sites, especially sites that encourage uploading and downloading without permission, that's copyright infringement. Checking music CDs out from the library and copying them to your phone or MP3 player to add to your music library. That's copyright infringement. Same with watching or listening to the latest movies or songs, using sites that stream music and movies without the artist's permission. Sometimes it's tough to know if a site is legit or not. But if a movie just came out in the theaters and you find it streaming or for download for free, it's likely illegal and distributed without the creator's permission. And using file storage sites to allow your friends to download copies of your music library and movies is also a copyright infringement. File storage sites like Dropbox, Plex, or Google Drive are great for helping us keep track of all our important files. These might include our music and movies. But file storage sites should not be used as a means for sharing copyrighted creative work. These sites prohibit this kind of illegal sharing.
Hey, I think I know one. What about using a recording app to make copies of music from an online streaming service?
Right, that's infringement too. And guess what? There are benefits to avoiding infringement and searching out trustworthy sites instead. For starters, you know that you're getting your creative content legally from businesses that deal fairly with the artist or creators. It's the right thing to do. You also don't have to worry about getting caught and possible penalties you might have to pay for breaking the law. On top of that, illegal file sharing programs and sites often have malware and other bad stuff you don't want. When you use trusted sites, you don't have to worry about malware that could corrupt devices or dig for your personal information.
Okay, I get there are benefits to being a good online citizen, but sometimes it's hard to know where to go to get media legally. How can I find sites that respect artists' rights?
Click through to the next video to find out.
Plagiarism. When someone copies and pastes text, images, video, or anything someone else created without giving them credit, this is called plagiarism. Plagiarism is a form of cheating, and it's against school rules. If a teacher asks you to write a report or complete a project, the teacher expects you not to copy others' work, even if it's from a web page. Even copying something in your own handwriting is still plagiarism. Citations. Copyright laws protect the ownership of authors' written works, photos, drawings, videos, and other graphics by requiring that people who make copies only do it when they have the owner's permission. However, there are some things that are considered fair use and do not require copyright permission, only that a citation be given. If you look up information about something online and explain that information in your own words, you still need to give a citation that explains where you got your information from. A citation usually starts with the author's name, followed by the date that it was published, then the title of the page or the article, followed by the name of the website where you got it from, and the URL or the website address of where the article is. Now we're going to play okay or no way. Decide if the person's action in the following stories was okay or not okay. Shout out the word okay if you think what happened was okay. Shout out no way if you think what happened was not okay. Here we go. Ethan had basketball practice last night and didn't have time to do his homework. One of his friends offered to email him a copy of his homework. Ethan changes the name and a few words to make it sound more like him. Is that okay or no way? Shout it out. If you said no way, congratulations, you're right. Email makes it easy for students to share their work. However, unless the teacher tells students to work together and turn in the same paper, she expects David's work to be his own. Even though Ethan's friend gave him permission, it is still plagiarism when you copy from someone else, even if you change a few words. Kara has to write a paragraph about water resources for science. She finds a paragraph on a website that is just right. Kara copies in her own handwriting and changes some of the words. Is that okay or no way? Shout it out now. If you said no way, you got it right. Copying someone else's work from the web in her own handwriting does not make it Kara's work. This is plagiarism. Erin copies a web page into her book report and adds her own first sentence. Is that okay or no way? If you said no way, you got it right. Using the exact words of someone else is plagiarism, even if you add your own topic sentence. Erin should restate the passage in her own words, or she can use a quote from the author if she provides a citation. Mira spends a lot of time searching the web. She finds a great drawing on a site. She prints it for the cover of her social studies report and gives credit to the illustrator in her report and includes a citation. Is that okay or no way? It's okay. It's all right for Mira to use a drawing from a website for a school report because she gave credit to the illustrator. The Digital Citizen Pledge. Repeat these parts of the Digital Citizen Pledge. We, the digital citizens, pledge to, now you say it, communicate responsibly and kindly with one another, you say it, protect our own and others' private information online, now you say it, stand up to cyberbullying, now you say it, respect each other's ideas and opinions, now you say it, Give proper credit when using someone else's work. Now you say it. Congratulations. You have completed 5th grade internet safety. You have to take an online quiz when you get back to your room, and here's how you do that. First thing you do is you log into ClassLink from your computer. Then you go to the OLA icon that says Performance Matters. Then you take the quiz that you've been assigned. You'll see it in there. Navigate through the quiz and submit the test when you're finished. And you're done. Thanks. Have a great day.